Good afternoon, my name is Joel Sanchez. This oral presentation is for the Social Problems and Policy 1306 course, and I'm going to be presenting today the topic of racial and ethnic inequalities. So what is race? Race can be defined as a subjective social, political, and cultural construct according to Guerrero. Also, researchers that have been studying for many years the topic, they can conclude that there is no race that is pure, but rather every race is a mixture of other different races. And social scientists also believe that the term race does not describe the biological aspects of a group of people, but it is a term constructed by society. And we come back to what Guerrero states, that it is a social, political, and cultural construct. That it basically means that your race define where you stand in society. So now we're going to talk about ethnicity. And ethnicity can be defined as groups of people who are set off to some degree from other groups by displaying a unique set of cultural traits, such as their language, religion, or diet. And in basic terms, race describes physical traits, while ethnicity describes cultural identification. And we can see in the picture, for example, all females are wearing different things. Some of them are covering their hair, some of them are not. And this is because uh, it is the rules that they need to follow in their society. So now we're going to talk a little bit about the racial inequalities that minorities in the United States suffer. And the table shows the percentages of the region of birth of immigrants of the US in 2017. And we can see that Mexico and Southeast Asia have huge percentages compared to other regions. And they both form 54% of the total population. Hispanics have been one of the races with major impact in the US because many of them keep migrating into the country for a better living opportunity and the goal of living the American dream. And I myself, I am Hispanic. I was born in Mexico, and I can agree on that. People come to the US for a better living opportunity. Most of the border states from the south have huge percentages of Hispanic residents, and sometimes an entire community from border city might be Hispanic. For example, Laredo, and we can clearly see that Laredo has probably small to no percentages of white population. However, the states that are more to the north of the country have a more dominant white population, and in these cases is where um, minorities might suffer from discrimination for not being born in the US. So now we're going to talk about how racial and ethnic inequalities affect our community. And Laredo is known for the high number of Hispanics that reside there. Of the entire population that lives in Laredo, almost 95.6% are Hispanics or Latinos, meaning that their place of origin might be Mexico since it's the border with Laredo. Since the majority of the residents are Hispanics, there is not much racial inequalities when it comes to a small city like Laredo. But compared to big cities within the state like Houston or Dallas or San Antonio, Austin, whenever Hispanics are traveling up north to these cities, they tend to become minorities because the population might be mostly whites, right? That's the dominant population. But even though some states that are up north, let's say for example California, Los Angeles has a huge Latino population. The population are growing, and a lot of people are migrating from their place of origin to, like we said, to seek a better living opportunity, right? And these population of Hispanics or Latinos, they're not minorities anymore because they're growing and growing so fast. So what are the possible solutions to this problem? The issue of inequalities is very controversial and hard to understand, and even harder to solve. People still categorize individuals based on their biological characteristics and believe that they can assume a stereotype based on their looks. The solution for this problem, in my opinion, might be to start from a micro level and work towards a macro level to see a change in society. So you're not going to change a whole country in a day or even your society in a day. It's not going to happen. It's impossible. So it's better to start from a micro level, taking baby steps, one step at a time, and society can change. So, in my opinion, one solution might be to provide minorities with centers and programs that provide them with the same opportunity as others, right? Guaranteeing them a better education, better jobs, better healthcare, better living opportunity. And racial inequalities are very present in jobs, in schools, in the everyday activities that we do, and even in the criminal justice system. And this is very important to me because I'm a criminal justice major. So let's say, for example, if a black man and a white man commit the same crime, there is a chance that the black man is going to receive a more harsh punishment based on the color of his skin. And sociology or society in general won't fix the issue of racism because it has been an ongoing topic since the founding of this nation. But what society can do is to minimize those inequalities and treat minorities and those affected by racial discrimination, and that will make a change in the community and where we live.